Hey guys, it's Rachel. I'm gonna do a video about our daughter that passed away in October. And I mentioned I think it was in the intro video and like what's going on or something, I had mentioned about, well, first of all, we had 5 miscarriages. From 2005, September of 2005 was the first one, and then we kind of had almost average of like one a year until our last miscarriage was September of 2009. So 2005 to 2009, we had 5 miscarriages. And then on the fifth one, our doctors, they did testing throughout, but on the fifth one, they finally tested my husband, his blood, and they found out that he carries a genetic anomaly, which doesn't affect him, like his person, but his children, sorry, my mascara is all gross. His children would be affected by this and would have what's called an unbalanced translocation. And I should probably do a video explaining that because I've had people ask, like, what's unbalanced translocation? But for now, just it basically means that it causes miscarriages and that whatever children he does have could be affected by it, which our doctor, I'm not like blaming our doctor, but like basically the gist we got from our doctor at the time of our 5th miscarriage was like, if you were to carry a baby past 12 weeks, chances are it would be okay. So we went ahead and tried again, and we got pregnant for our 6th time, and we got past 12 weeks. So we thought everything was fine. And at 16 weeks, we found out she was a girl, and we named her Delaney Vienna. And at 20 weeks, when I just went in for my like anatomy scan, just to like see the anatomy or whatever, we found out that she had the unbalanced translocation and that she was not a viable pregnancy. So, and the only reason I can talk so like, I guess, frankly about it and not get emotional at this point is because I feel like I've done a really good job grieving. Sorry, the camera's shaking. I feel like I've done a really good job grieving because I really let myself feel everything. Like, I'm a very emotional person as it is, and I, don't really try to hide my feelings, but I knew it was coming. Sorry, back to what I was saying. At 20 weeks, we found out that she was not a viable pregnancy, and they told us that they advised us to do a termination, which, is basically abortion, a second-term abortion. And I wasn't okay with that. It's not something that I choose for myself. I didn't feel like it was my choice to do that, and I felt like it was my job as the mother of this child to carry it full term, which that was what I was meant to do. And I just felt like for me, I'm not trying to judge other people what they decide to do, because I do know a lot of people who've had similar situations, maybe not the same diagnosis, but where they knew their child wasn't going to make it and they did choose termination, and that's fine. That's just not what I was comfortable with. So I went ahead and carried her to 36 weeks. Well, about 36 weeks and a few days, I developed preeclampsia. I had a really high blood pressure, and I was like dizzy and seeing stars and basically all the things that are signs of preeclampsia. So I was put in the hospital at 36 weeks and some odd days, and then on 37 weeks and 1 day, which was October 13th of 2010, I was induced, and at 9, it's on there, I'll show you in a minute, but almost 10 o'clock at night, I delivered her. She was stillborn, which she was alive the day of her birth, but like her heart was beating that day, but we decided once they induced me that we would turn the monitors off because I didn't want to hear like the exact moment that her heart stopped. So she was alive that day, but then, between that time and the time she was born, she was stillborn. We did hold her. We had already like predetermined everything that we wanted to do. We held her. My mom made it there just in time. We did clay footprints with her. We kept everything. They gave us the hat and the blanket and her little bracelet and everything, which I'll show you in a minute. We pretty much like had in mind what we wanted to do. We took pictures of her. I wanted to keep every single thing I could because I knew that eventually I wouldn't have the same feelings, and I didn't want to forget anything. So I chose to document everything and keep everything, and that was just my way. Knowing how I am, I knew that's how I would get through it. So I'm going to show you guys what I have and like what I've kept and everything. And I'll tell you right now that if you've been through something similar, you might not want to watch, because I've kept everything. Like, I have her ashes and everything. So if it's not something you want to see, and like maybe if you've recently gone through something, or if you've gone through something a long time ago and you still haven't dealt with it, and you know you're not comfortable, just don't watch the video, because I mean, I'm going to show you everything, because I feel like for people that are in similar situations, you know, this is really personal to me, and this is something we keep in our room, and it's like we look at every day, and it's very personal to us. But I want to share it because I feel like there's people in similar situations that maybe aren't sure how to grieve their child, or how to, sorry, that's my dryer. Just ignore it, it'll stop. But or maybe like how to expect, you know, just how to expect things to feel, and you know what do you want to keep and everything. And I recently watched Megan's video, Meggles08, and she had mentioned, you know, that she had some losses and that she regrets not holding her baby and not, like, you know, doing some of the things that we had chosen to do. And I really feel bad for her, and I really, you know, I'm thinking about her, because that's something that I knew I would feel if I didn't do it. And I knew that I needed, and she didn't have as much time as I did to think about it, and to think about how it would feel, and to think about what she wanted to keep and stuff like that, and what, you know, if she wanted to hold her baby and everything. So I really feel for her, and I know there's other people like that who have maybe had a loss and didn't keep everything and didn't hold their baby, and you know, just things like that, and maybe wish they had. And so this is my way of sharing with other mothers and fathers, or people who've lost babies, to remember your baby. And the way I kept telling my husband, because he kept telling me, like, are you really going to want to look at this every day? Are you going to want to have these memories? Stuff like that. And I just felt like, you know, when people have children, they cover their walls with pictures of their babies, and they get to speak their name every day. And that's something that I knew I wasn't going to get to do. I wasn't going to get to have her pictures all over the walls, and I wasn't going to get to say her name every day. And I wanted to keep things because I didn't want her to be forgotten. You know, I wanted her to be celebrated. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all our little, I don't want to call it a shrine, but I don't know what else to call it, our little, like, memorial to her. And this is what we have. So this is our dresser in our room. And this, first of all, is the belly cast that I did. I'm not sure how far along I was. I did it really early. Like, I probably was in like 20-something weeks, because I wasn't sure when I was going to have her. So I wanted to hurry up and get it done to make sure I had it. So it's a full chest and belly cast. I had my husband do it. We bought a kit online. And I'll show you the side, just because I really wasn't that big. But, you know, I just wanted to remember it. So we bought this kit online. I'll show you the website. Well, I'll forget. So the website is called Luna Bean, and I'll show you another kit I have from them too. And then this necklace, she passed away in October, but then for Christmas, my husband got me this necklace. He made it at like the Hallmark store, and the significance is ladybugs. Her name was Delaney, and we called her Lanybug. So she has a lot of things ladybug. So that's the necklace. I like to wear it, but when I'm not wearing it, I like to keep it up here with her belly cast. And then these are just the, like, ink stamp of her footprints. I took a couple ink pads and a bunch of paper with me, and I had them take her prints, like, I don't know, 15 times. I was like, take as many as you can, because I want to make sure I get a perfect one. And this is pretty much as close to perfect as we could get. Her feet are 2 different sizes. She had one foot that was clubbed foot, which basically just means her foot's turned in. And so that's why the one foot's, like, appears bigger. And then on this side, I have a shadow box that I made. And it's basically just like it hangs sideways because of this clay thing inside. It's too heavy. But it's just a shadow box from, like, Walmart. and I put in her hat, and it has the little, you know, the blood, and then they gave me the tape measure that they measured her with, and it's cut at 11 inches because she was 11 inches long. And then this is her bracelet. She was born at 9:46 p.m. Sorry, that I can remember that. And then this is the clay footprints, and then we took like a bunch of those. I think we did like 4 of those, and then I painted them when I got home. So that's her clay footprints. Yeah, see, here's the extra ones that I didn't use, but I wanted to keep them anyway. And then, so these are the other clay footprints. These are cards we got afterwards from family and friends. So I kept those, of course. There's 3 of those. And then this is a picture of her. This is my favorite picture of her. You can tell by looking at her that she's very purple because she was already passed away when she was delivered. So it kind of made like the blood settle. And then you can kind of tell where her face is a little deformed. And then this was a card. My husband was deployed when I found out her sex. So I made this card and sent it to him. And it says, "I love you, Daddy." And then it has the little ladybugs because we knew if she was a girl, she was going to be Delaney. And then this is the picture saying I'm a girl from 16 weeks. And it says, "Love, Ladybug." And then this is, I don't know if it'll show very well. No, it doesn't. Anyway, it says, "In memory of Delaney Vienna, October 13th, 2010. This was a gift from my mom's best friend. We got it probably a couple weeks after her passing away because, you know, they knew about it. So they sent us this. I thought that was so sweet. And then this is a photo album. This is another picture of her. And then it's just pictures of her, like pretty much every picture we took of her birth. But some of them are kind of graphic, so I'm not going to show them because I think they'll upset people. And then this is a picture of my mom with her. My mom was a real trooper. Her and my husband both knew that I was a mess, so they were really strong. So that's a picture of her with the baby. This is a blanket from the same person who gave us the snow globe, made us this blanket. And there's some pictures of Delaney in this blanket. So I wanted to make sure I kept that for her. And then that's the blanket that she was wrapped in when she was born. And it also has like the blood stains and stuff. And some people might think that's weird, but to me it's comforting to have just a piece of her. So there's that. And then this is her little urn. I wasn't sure what to do. I mean, you can see how small it is, like next to my hand. It's really tiny. But yeah, there, you can see how tiny it is. But what happened is when she passed away, or before she passed away, like I said, I had everything planned out ahead of time. We had looked at this little urn, but we thought it was too small. So when we went to the funeral home, and you know, we had to make the preparations for her cremation, we asked them and they said it should be fine, but it actually wasn't. This urn comes, I'm going to open it, so if you don't want to see the ashes, turn it off now. But I was really curious, and I know other people might be curious too. So basically, like, it opens like this, and then there's a bag of ashes inside. And this isn't all of them. They wouldn't all fit in the bag. So what we have then is this box. And this is what they give you. Like it says, the cremated remains of Delaney Vienna Hughes. So there's an urn in here as well. It's basically just a plastic box, and it has a bag of ashes that didn't all fit. So what I think we're going to do is either spread them somewhere, maybe, if we find somewhere that we really like, or we're going to put the rest of the ashes in an urn necklace, which is basically just an urn on a necklace, and you glue it shut and you can wear it. So we have that. And then under this box is her cremation certificate, but I'm not going to show that because it has our personal information. But it's basically just a death certificate saying that, you know, this person did exist and they were cremated and passed away and everything. And then I'll show you, so that's all the things on our little memorial. But then I'll show you here, sorry, my bed's in the all the stuff's in the washer. This is a scrapbook I bought when I found out that I was having a girl. Because like I said, they said if we got past 12 weeks that everything would be fine. So I went ahead and bought a scrapbook. That's just the picture that came in it. And I started her scrapbook. And it just says things like, Mommy wanted a little girl, 16 weeks, and then it has the I'm a girl. And then it says, we found out you are a girl on May 18th, 2010 at 3:30 p.m. And then Daddy had dreams that you would be a girl. And then it says her name. And then these are some of her ultrasound pictures. This is 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then 19 weeks. And you can tell in 19 weeks, if you look at her head, you can already tell that there's something wrong. So basically with this book, since I can't finish it, since it's only 2 pages long, what I think I'm going to do is take the pages out that are finished and put them in a memory box instead with the other. I have a ton more pictures, you know, that I got developed and everything, but I didn't have anywhere to put them. I didn't have any more frames or any more albums or anything. So what I did is I'm going to put them all in a memory box. And then I'll probably just use this scrapbook again because it's a really cute scrapbook. And then I wanted to show you this. This is a kit that I also got from Luna Bean, which is the where I got the belly cast kit. But we didn't get to use this one. This is the baby casting kit. And it casts their hands, feet, and baby's bottom, which you basically, you mix up a cup of this, sorry about the shadow. You mix up a cup of this clay and then you dip the baby's limbs or bottom in it to get a cast imprint. But she was really disfigured and her hands and feet were so small that we just decided not to do it. And I don't regret that because I do feel like we got a lot of her stuff. Recommend if you are in a similar situation and you know your baby's going to pass away, I really do think it's a good idea to try to capture as much as you can because you're really going to miss that baby and it's nice to have things to like remember them by. So this is just a kit that we're going to hold on to for a future baby. But I would have liked to have used it, but unfortunately in our situation it just didn't work out. So we have that. And then let me show you over here. We have some other pictures, and this is just on our wall. That's me with her, and you can see how small she was. That was, we only held her for like 3 hours, like and we didn't hold her that whole time. We held her, we passed her around, so we all got to hold her. There's my husband and me. I look like I've been through hell. And there's the baby, and then there's a picture of her too. Yeah. We held her and we took all her footprints and everything, and it probably took about 3 hours. But so anyway, I'm sorry if that was like, I guess, too much information or whatever, but I really feel like it might help somebody to see like how we went through the grieving process and things that we did to remember our baby. And maybe there are things that, if you're in a similar situation, you can do that too. I don't think everybody or a lot of people are necessarily in the situation where they know for 17 weeks that their baby is going to pass away. But I don't know, I just really feel like keeping everything and having her with us and having her in our room, I don't know, that's just our way of keeping her with us. And then I got this tattoo on my wrist, and it's really little. I can't show you with my hand, but it's really little. That's her footprint. And I told the tattoo artist that I wanted it to look like a footprint, like ink on a paper. So he did that. And then also my husband has a really big tattoo on his inner arm, and it says Delaney Vienna in ladybug letters, like they're black and red with like polka dots, and October 13th, 2010, and then it has a bunch of ladybugs around it. So that's just our way of remembering our little girl. And I don't know, I hope it helps somebody, and I just feel like we should, support one another, and this is just my way of saying this is what I did, and hopefully it helps you. So, I think that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great night. Bye.